are your pastors in Pentecostalism, talking about one Nigeria. Anybody who says to you, pray for one Nigeria, that person automatically becomes a child of perdition, a child of darkness, a product of whisper. They want you to be held down in the virtual slavery. They want to hold you down in bondage. I am saying this with every clarity of mind you can ever imagine.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the supreme leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has severally condemned the Nigerians' religious leaders, especially pastors, bishops, reverends, and so on, who are more determined in chasing luxury lives instead of standing firm for humanity and the true doctrines of Christianity that they claim to believe in. Now listen to this. A must listen for all Nigerian Christians. Shame. I am a Christian, a Catholic, but I am covering my face in shame. This period is the worst period to be a Christian for me. Shame to me. Shame to my Catholic leaders. Shame to all pastors. Shame to all Christians in Nigeria. Yes, thousands of Christians are killed in Nigeria on a monthly basis. The world is silent. Fellow Christians are silent. The Pope is silent. Bishop of Canterbury is silent. Are those black African Christians from the Southern Kaduna, Benue State part of Nigeria not Christian worthy enough to be stood for as they killed and misplaced in thousands? Are those Christians from the eastern part of Nigeria not worthy enough to be spoken for? Why are the world maintaining absolute silence and believing only a Jewish man, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has forcefully been dispersed, and his spiritual son Simon Ekpa to be the only voice in the wilderness? Is there really a conspiracy and personal interest in the Christendom? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu paid $85,000 monthly in the US to lobby the world to come to the rescue of the persecuted Christians in Nigeria. No Christian influential person or group has ever made such moves. My question is simple. Is $85,000 too costly to fight the state-sponsored terror in Nigeria? It shocked me that Nigerian pastors and clerics appear in the Forbes list of richest men in Africa, yet Nigeria is at the top list of the worst places to be a Christian. Then my greatest shock is that it is a Jewish man that is fighting for Christians in Nigeria. May the good Lord do well to punish every Christian in Nigeria, for we are the greatest fools ever. Every day, our own brothers and sisters are slaughtered in the Southern Kaduna and different parts of the North and Middle Belt, and we can't bring out just $85,000 to save them. We all should be going to hell. David Oyedepo is the richest pastor in Nigeria with a net worth of $150 million US. He has a private jet, but Christians still manage to die at his backyard. He must be a very wicked fellow. He answers the richest pastor, but a Jewish miscreant is saving the lives of Christians who will later go and pay tithe to Oyedepo. Shame. Chris Oyakilome is rated $50 million US, but he has not for once held the government accountable for the death of Christians. Something tells me that he is sent from hell. If he can't blow trumpet and stop the silent slaughter of Christians in Nigeria, but a Jewish man is doing the job for him, and unfortunately, he will not receive tithes. Pastor Adeboye is rated at $60 million, but he will not hold the government accountable for the silent slaughter of Christians. He must be a devil sent. But a Jewish man fights the battle for them with just $85,000 monthly, and he does not receive tithes. Now that he is being illegally incarcerated in Nigeria, the Christendom is silent. The Catholic Church, Anglicans, and Pentecostals were not rated, but I believe they toppled all these mega churches by 20%. Catholic Church alone generates more money than any other church in the world, and somehow Christians continue to suffer death and get killed. We have all these millionaires in Nigeria, and still Christians continue to be killed silently, and only a Jewish man fights for them with a monthly spending of $85,000. The Christian Association of Nigeria is a devil incarnate. They are the visible Lucifer of the modern era. Pastor Suleiman accused Pope Francis of being an antichrist, but the main antichrist is before him, the Khan, and he is a member. I do wonder why Satan always falls into the habit of calling other Satan, and I asked Suleiman one day, in 2018 alone, more than 5,000 Christians were killed in the whole world, and Nigeria accounts for about 3K of this number. In 2019, the number was about 3K, and Nigeria accounted for more than half of the number. Since the year 2020 till date, about 20,000 have died or misplaced already. People are still going to die, obviously, and everything is going to look like nothing is happening. Some will defend the pastors and their churches that they are speaking against it, but they don't realize that what our dying brothers need is money and solid practical moves. The Jewish man that is wrongly and illegally detained and incarcerated in Nigeria used a hard-earned $85,000 monthly for years to lobby for the dying Christians in Nigeria, but all our pastors never brought or cannot bring out a dime to fight for the dying members. God is watching. The Jewish man protecting Christians in Nigeria is the infamous miscreant and mannerless rabble-rouser Nnamdi Kanu. In case some sane Christians want to know whom to pay their tithes to, if you go to his Twitter page before he was abducted and extraordinarily renditioned, you will hardly pass a post without seeing an outcry for the slaughtered Christians in Nigeria, something you will not see on any social media account of any pastor or church leaders. Now, as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was abducted, the Nigerian government saw the opportunity to run to America to corruptedly remove Nigeria from the list of countries that Christians are highly persecuted. No Christian leader has spoken out to condemn this move. This is a total shame, big shame on the Christendom. I am thinking of becoming a Jewish already because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's action speaks volumes more than anything my preachers say. He is the Jesus that I see. His life reflects the life of Jesus as the Bible narrates, so much that calling him a savior will not be wrong. He preaches fearlessly and he insults the authorities like Jesus did to the Pharisees and scribes. May God bless Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wherever he is, because he stood for vulnerable people. God will keep standing for him. He will be saved. The only fearful voice in the wilderness. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now and let him go. Shame to the Catholic bishops. Shame to the Anglican bishops. Shame to Adeboye, Oyedepo, Oyakilomi, Suleiman, and other private jet pastors in Nigeria. Shame to Pentecostal leaders. Shame to Protestant leaders. And a bigger shame to the apostolic leaders.
It is the truth. I tell you the truth. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're holding my life, you take it.
Yoruba churches, one of them in particular, Redeem, the one where they go and rent somebody to claim he is blind. They say, oh, it's a clap, oh, it's a miracle. It is a miracle, oh, it's a miracle. And you give them money to go and buy private jets. When we say it, they say it's this tribal hatred. When we speak the truth, they say, oh, he's supporting Boko Haram. All lies. Smear campaign. Redeemed Church destroys over 300 villages and houses to build the world's largest church auditorium in a country without drinking water, in a country without electricity, in a country where people can barely afford to feed. Yoruba churches, they keep harvesting money, preying on people's hopelessness and apathy, with life everlasting in heaven with Jesus. On this earth, you give Yoruba churches everything you have. They are not content with taking your oil and your gas. They also take your money and they take your brain. Very sad indeed. Let us continue. Over 300 families living at Agunfoye, Ososanya, Ishaga, Kekere, Ishaga, Nla, whatever it's called, Ebute Agbara, Babo, Egbonia Adeleye, Egbonla Akinremi, and Oladokun, is it? Olaparun villages in Makun area of Shagamu, local government area of Ogun State, made this known in a statement that Redeemed Church, they have come to Biafra land and have collected money. The governors have given the man money. He promised, is it Ekezie? Or Eka? What's the Abia State governor's name again? Is it Eke? I don't know. Eke Agwa, I can't understand his name anymore. He said he will give the man a place to build a university. Not knowing that the man came to Biafra land to collect money to build the largest church auditorium in the whole world, bigger than the one you have in the Vatican, bigger than anything you have ever seen, the biggest, like a stadium, to be collecting money from poverty-stricken black African people. Poverty-stricken, I mean mental poverty, not just cash. Mental poverty. Mental poverty. Very sad indeed. Very, very sad indeed. In a bid to build the largest church auditorium in the world, the Redeemed Christian Church of God may be heading towards serious dispute with 9 villages that have written petitions to international organizations, media houses, corporate organizations, and the court in the zoo over the seizure of their land by the church. They are, my goodness me. They say they are Christian. No, Jesus, has your claim for Jesus that's stealing your land. Can you believe such brazen criminality? And the people go to the useless place to claim they are worshipping the Pharisee. Idol worshippers. You are stealing land from people. Is that what Jesus taught you to do? To go and steal land from poor villagers in order to expand your empire of fraud and deception? Is that why? That is why they want to close down Radio Biafra, because we speak the truth. And that truth will set people free, if they like it or not. If you're a hardcore, now is the time to re-energize, to double your efforts to ensure we triumph in the end. Now we know those who are cowards and those born for this very fight. You are cowards, some of you are. But the hardcore will remain. Biafra or death. In a statement, Oladele Benjamin Adisa, speaking on behalf of the villages, said, the affected families are the third, fourth, and fifth generations of the earliest settlers in the 9 villages over 200 years ago on the vast land purportedly acquired by the church, which owned by Otetumo, Agbabo, Shole Aguton, and Ososhanya families of Itunmeko area of Ikorodu, Lagos State, with Pastor Amos Ushin and Chief Sikiru Ososanya as the heads of the 2 families respectively. People representing the Redeemed Christian Church of God recklessly demolished and destroyed markets. When the church. I told you that this man is a thief. He would not come to Aba. I told you that these people are criminals. Did you listen to me? The answer is no. Look at it today. They go demolishing. Do you know the meaning of a market? Can you go and build a private structure in a market in your village? The person will die. If you like, go and try now. Carry your holy water. Go and try. You see what happened to you. Aladdin Sokob. Marketplace and the village square, you don't mess with it. I say go and try now. Now, maybe go and try it and see what will happen to you. These people demolished ancient market towns and villages. They want to build their church and their camping ground. Who are they building? Is the economy growing? The answer is no. So where are they getting the money from? From deranged baboons and monkeys who cannot reason. Their reward is in heaven. Boko Haram will go and blow up somebody and say, wait for 72 virgins. They are at the gate waiting for you. 72. Depraved perverts. 72 virgins waiting for one man. This one, they say, all riches. Jesus will meet you wearing a white robe. He'll be clapping for you. You and Jesus will have Indomie together. Idiots. They'll be churning out everything they have to con artists. This is something that Yorubas, they do it very, very well. Deception and fraud. That's exactly what they are doing. And the world is sheepishly looking on. When we tell them the truth, they begin